Hi guys, settle in because this might be a long one. So I actually have news, like big news that I wasn't expecting, that might be moving things along. Yesterday, mom's like, call the place that you got the guy that just came out earlier this month and get a quote just in case we have to pay for the lift out of pocket, which she didn't really want to do, but since my insurance wasn't doing diddly squat, she wanted to be prepared because I need the lift, as I have stated in these videos, sooner rather than later. So I called the guy and I was like, can you send me the quote, blah, blah, blah. And it was funny because he said, oh, I was going to call you. We got the approval and I can order the stuff. And I was like, well, okay then. I'm thinking, okay then. So that's going. The lift is going to be ordered, but because of the stuff with the coronavirus and the majority of the country being on lockdown, nothing can get shipped and whatever until after the state lockdown, for at least for Illinois, is over. So, which is in a couple of weeks. The rest of the country, I don't know. So, it'll be a couple of weeks. I'm thinking I'll have the lift in by the end of April. And then that sent me down another rabbit hole. Yay, rabbit holes. To my insurance, trying to change my PCP, which I've been trying to do since they stuck me with a male doctor for a primary, which I don't want, which I was clear about to somebody and nobody ever changed it. So I spent 3 hours, at least 3 hours yesterday, going back and forth with doctor's offices and my insurance trying to get the PCP primary care provider that I wanted. And long story short, trying to track down the right doctor, because all the doctors, their files were not up to date, so a lot of these doctors had moved. And that was the main problem, so I had to go back and forth for a while. And then it was like, and then the doctor I finally picked was at a different location, so I had to go with a different doctor at that same practice that was closer to where I lived. And so I went with that. And so I have an appointment for the middle of April, which is fine. And this is going to be my physical for the year, but I also need a referral for my surgery, and I need that before they can schedule the surgery. So that's at least moving forward. My biggest snag right now is, since Missouri is still in full-blown lockdown and the governor of Missouri has not said when he's bringing the state out of lockdown, I can't go back down to Duo until they're out of lockdown and their dogs are back at the facility. So I'm kind of up a creek with the service dog at the moment until that gets sorted out. Long story short, the lockdown, the coronavirus lockdown that the good majority of the states have right now is like, there's not, since they're just, all the non-essential facilities are all shut down, so I can't really do anything about the dog until it's back up and running. and God willing, that is in the next few weeks. Maybe the government doesn't want it to be, and I'm talking the federal government, because they're going back and forth about, well, if we don't do this, more people are going to die. And then the other people are saying, well, if you keep doing this, that's no livelihood for everybody else. And it's like, I mean, it's like the yin and the yang. You can't, but they have to be able to work around this and treat the people that are affected, many who are recovering. So, but they have to be able to do that while letting people live their lives. But, so, the church is on that, so I'm not really worried about that, as far as stuff not opening up. I mean, I'm praying that stuff's actually resolved in the next couple of weeks. At least the stuff for Illinois should be resolved in the next couple of weeks. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. And so the plan right now is, once the lift goes in, and I have a chance to get used to it and see how I can get around the house and stuff, I'm gonna schedule the surgery at that time, getting all these appointments that I've scheduled out of the way. And then I'm going to, after that, the stuff with the surgery is gonna take me at least a month. So that's another month. Hopefully by the time all that stuff is done, they can start looking for a dog, which will hopefully be sooner rather than later. And I'll be going down to St. Louis this summer. Everything else has been pushed back, so I would rather, so stuff is moving forward, for which I am grateful. And I just want things to move. As I'm sure everybody else who is watching this wants the country to get going again. So, just keep praying about it, because there's not much anybody else can do about it right now. The country needs to get going, and people not be afraid of what will happen when it does. I do commend the people that are trying to make things work, but at the same time, they can't not do anything. You have to make things work, but you have to do it in a way that is also going to protect people that are in danger of being infected. So, but you can't do that at the expense of everybody else not living their lives. And I do need surgery. So the sooner everything gets moving, the sooner that can happen for me, and the sooner they can find a dog for me, and I can really get this channel going. So until all this stuff starts happening again, just keep everybody and everything in your prayers, and I'll try to keep you guys updated at least once a week, to as often as I have news. And as I've said in other videos, some weeks I have news, some weeks I don't. But hopefully this is the start of something. Just keep your chin up, guys, and we'll get through this.
you.